Right everyone, I'm back. Right, all I've been doing since I switched the camera off really is just getting this nice and clean around here, get the worst of that putty off and from behind it as well. Just be careful when you're cleaning underneath this rim because the fiberglass pieces are quite sharp and it end up getting quite a large splinter in the finger. So just be careful when you're doing that. So I thought while I was doing it, might as well take the P-trap off to give that a little clean out. So I didn't show you that. I thought I'd spare you the grossness of seeing that. It wasn't actually as mucky inside as I thought. So I was more in that little section of pipe there. So on this particular one you do actually have a little cleaning thing here. So that would be the way it'd be on that end where the nut over there would be the end on the bath. So the idea of this little one here is you can just unscrew that. If you've got a little bucket or somewhere underneath there, then you could run the water and just let it flow out of there to kind of wash out the worst of any stuff that's in there. So that's quite a good idea. Well, that was surprisingly clean actually, considering how long it's been on the bath. And the other section, that would go onto the pipe. These are just push fit fittings, they're just a little rubber seal in them. So when you push it onto the pipe, that's what seals it. And compression fitting on the other end. You're probably aware that these are quite straightforward. So the way they'd work, you've got this beveled rubber here, so you'd have the bevel facing going into the fitting. So the way these would work, so you've got this beveled fitting, which kind of seats on the edge there, which is also beveled. So that would push in to get your seal, and you've got a kind of fibre washer there, quite hard surface, and that's what, when you do the nut up, that will be forcing in that rubber seal. And if that tightens up, it locks the pipe in place. I'll leave that loose so I've got a little bit of wiggle room. Just pop that back onto the pipe. I have actually bought a bag of new fitments and stuff. Basically bits I think I'm gonna require when I fit the new bath and what have you. This is quite a handy thing. Instead of a standard P-trap that's a standard height, this one undo that one nut. And you can actually adjust, say if you're not sure how far up or down you're going to need this, you can adjust it by quite a significant way, get it the height you want, and that one locks that into place. So quite handy. Right, let's get back on with fitting the clicker. This whole section will pull out, and you'll have a rubber seal on the top, so that will drop into the bath, and that rubber seal seals the bath end. And then there's a thick rubber washer here, so that's flat on the one end, that's the side that will go against the bath, and you've got a little lip on this one which drops into that grooving along there. So this end will push up from the bottom with that against the bottom of the bath. So fairly straightforward. So you've got your seal on there. I won't bother with the plumbers, mate, this time. These seals feel a bit better quality than the last ones I used. I shall trust it to do the job that it's meant to do. So you just drop that in, and what I'll do to make life a little bit simpler for myself, so you've got these overflow pipes that are a bit easier. This wasn't as hard to put on as the last one I've done, but you've got 2 rubber seals on here to seal it. Push on to the bottom over them 2 rubber seals, so that's a nice snug fit, that's not likely to come undone. And then you have the top section, so this undoes from the back. Drop the cover off. So again, the way this will work, that'll be the side in the bath, and this other bit will come from the back. And again, that's got a rubber there that will seal against the back of the bath. Make life a little bit easier, put them on first, and say actually save that dropping off. I'll leave that one till it's on. The last one I done was really fiddly to get on, so it was a bit of a pain in the backside, but that one's nice and simple actually, so that won't cause me any grief, I don't think. Pop you back under here. Take that off. Actually, make life a bit simpler to screw it on. So I say, with the one we took off before, it was a screw that goes all the way down to pull this up tight. This one actually screws up. So you get various ones of these, but they're all basically the same idea. Judging by hand tightness, roughly I've got that tight enough to get a good water seal on it. Show you what I'm doing up here is get some spanners down there to use a bit of leverage. Get the position about right on the back. Spotted my mistake, forgot to put the rubber seal on. Pitfalls to film, your concentration tends to lapse, so the little rubber seal, don't forget to put that in place. Check you've got it in the right direction. They've normally got a little lip or something on them. last little check to make sure that's sitting properly. Trying to make sure I don't over tighten it. Just try and turn the whole assembly around a little bit. Spun round, top end round a bit. I'm trying to get this roughly to the back. I'll say try not to over tighten it. We should get on not too badly. This pipe extends if you give it a pull. Yep. I was just thinking that looks a little bit short to reach that. Right, now got it on. We will push this section on before we get it up there. See roughly where we are. Just drop the rubber seal. Fiddly doing these jumps. Yeah, in such a confined space all the time. But we shall get there in the end. Right. Messing about getting a screw through at the top, and I'll screw the top section up. A little bit fiddly, but one get in there. Get a bit of it, section on, so you basically just hold that up at the back. You've got a screw that comes through in the centre, so just get enough of it through to get a few spins on that. Surprised I wasn't a washer with that actually, to save you scratching about. Double check I ain't forgotten that, but I don't think there was one. No. So sometimes you'll find there's a washer on the back of that to save you scratching the bath as you do it up. So I've only done that a little bit hand tight, and then I've got a screw on the back to screw in, but it'd be hard push to get a screwdriver on in there, but it's only got to sit there and that's fairly sturdy. So that's that done. Right. And we can extend this pipe. Yep, so that's done up pretty tight on the bottom there. That should seal okay. So if you double check your washer's sitting in line, it's not pulled off to the side or anything. And there's where we've gone into the back. So just basically a case stove there. Fitting the P-trap to the bottom again, and that should pretty well be us back in business, all being well. You can get these reasonably tight, you don't have to go crazy. Just remember that it's only plastic, so if you over tighten them, yeah, you'll probably end up breaking it. And the last thing to do is just screw the plug in place. Again, you don't have to overdo it. And there we go. See a bit of a gap at the bottom. I do prefer the ones where they actually drop into the hole, which is what the type I've got for the sink. So instead of sitting on top the way this does, be like a normal plug hole, like your plug drops right in the hole and goes flush. Prefer those ones, but this happened to be the one that was available for the bath. So drop a bit of water in, and the final check, see if there's any leaks. Hopefully not. Right, back again. The camera run out just as I was finishing filming. So job's all complete, no problems. After just reviewing the film, once I loaded it onto the computer, this paintwork, you can't even see it the way it's coming out with this camera. So it is actually painted in lilac, although you really can't see that apart from the edge piece on the window there. So the shade I've done it, I think will look quite nice. The one I had made up at B&Q today is not quite the same as the original coat I put on, but so you can't really tell. It looks horrible on the camera. It is actually quite a nice shade. So anyway, back to the plug. It's all finished. So I was just doing a little test for leaks when the camera run out. So just pop a little bit of water in, let you see it's sealed up okay. Bit of water in there. So you can see we haven't got any leaks going on. I shall open it up. So, no leaks at all going on. It's always nice to not have to mess about with it again. So it's a fairly simple job. Another thing your DIY plumber can handle, no trouble at all. Did have a little leak, but I already had this. I'd spotted this a few days before. Just on that little bit right on the torch here. Just on one of them push fittings. I think that's the amount of time they've had the sink off now, mucking about with it, with the plastering and various things. But that's one of the parts I've got to replace. So I was going to do it in solvent weld, which is supposed to be a bit more secure, but I'm just thinking with how tight it'll be once the new concealed toilet unit and the cupboard for the new sink and that all goes in. I thought might be a little bit better with push fit. I could see it being a little bit put it on and taking back off, slightly readjusting things, so I decided to go with push fit rather than the solvent weld. I can always put a little bit of silicone around the edge just to be extra safe, but I'll leave it all open and have it well tested before I can box it all in and put the bath panel and everything back on. So I won't do that till I'm 100% sure there's no leaks anywhere. But overall, I think them push fit fittings are quite secure. That one's been on there for a few years now, and it has been on and off a few times for various reasons. Not surprised now that it's sprung a little bit of a leak on it. So that's us for now. Alright, catch you later.